Let the show begin. Here we are, folks. Back again, episode 178 of This World Blows, the comedy podcast. I don't know when you're listening to this. Could be before, after Christmas, after New Year's, who knows? So, because I'd like to cater this to whatever's going on in your universe. I'm going to just try to guess in the news whatever has happened. So let's just assume, I'm just going to assume here, okay? And we'll see how dead on I am based on the real events that will occur. So if you guys heard in the news today, Oprah Winfrey was shot in the head Christmas morning on live TV. Very shocking. Even more shocking, it was to promote a new reality show. So we'll see if that, I'll just stop there with the premonitions. We'll see if that actually happens on Christmas morning. If it does, I'll have a lot of explaining to do. If you guys have noticed, anyone watching the live videos, or not live, but the YouTube videos, I've been putting up some new stylized thumbnails, and the style is clickbait. So I'm just throwing some offensive stuff up there. I might throw one up that's like, my mom is sexy, something like that. I put one up that I'm gay. Just, clickbaity words in the thumbnail to see if that could help us grow in numbers, because that's all that matters. And I'm willing to do absolutely anything it takes to get these numbers up. And you know what, guys? The numbers are up, and that's a good thing. And if you can see, if you're watching the YouTube, you can see behind me, the set has been elevated. We've kept the red lights from the Christmas episode, and that's because the viewership has grown. I have to reward you guys for your admiration of me. I have to do as I said, which is we will upgrade. The bigger the show gets, we'll upgrade accordingly. Right now, the viewer level is at this. It's at tinsel and red lights. Very cheap Walgreens, $5 lights. That's what you guys are to me right now, or what I am to you, I guess. It depends on how you look at it. I look at it as this represents you, okay? So I was just watching a clip of Julian Lennon, John Lennon's son, on Joe Rogan, the JRE podcast, and boy, oh boy, do I feel bad for celebrities, children. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you're an artist, we need to mandate this. We need a Minority Report future where we say, if you want to be an artist, that's okay. But that means you have to devote your life to the arts, which means you're not allowed to have children, because you create these nepathic beings that their lives are pretty much fucked. There's pretty much no way for the son of a Beatle to have a fair shot at any kind of normal life, or any celebrity kid. It's just like, it's not fair. They're going to have a shitty life. They're going to have a good life also on one other hand. But they're not even going to recognize it. They're going to be Willow Smith and Jaden Smith. It's just they're not going to know that they have an amazing life, and they're going to be psychos at best. You got to pray for your son to become a psycho. If you're an actor, you got to pray that your son is the right kind of psycho, I guess. But just let them be psychotic enough to not know they're being tortured by the world and by my horrible parenting choices. But no, I do really think this. I do think if you want to be in the arts, it should be like the olden days. It should be like, I don't know which days were like this, but you have to dedicate your life to it. It's like, it's a craft, but it's like you have to go in all the way. It has to be like religion. How we get priests to devote their whole life to it. And there's nothing bad that's ever come out of that. So let's just do that again for the arts. No, I'm not saying that people can't have sex. People can have sex, but you cannot have children. It's absurd to have a child. It also, if you think about it like this, it also is destroying the artist too. Like, if that artist is to be a good parent, they are to break themselves down to help that kid become, to live their best life. So that means you're taking away from your main muse focus of being a psychotic, selfish artist to be a good parent. So it's like, it's bad news, guys. This doesn't make sense. No celebrity should have children. You think Johnny Depp should have children? You think that should be legally allowed? Shouldn't be. Should not be. I can't tell if my spit, I'm making spit sounds in the mic or not, but I got a spitty mouth right now. Either too much or too little, I can't tell. And we're on the mic, so I can't test it out. I can't swish around to find out. But yeah, I was listening to a little bit of Julian Lennon on JRE, and it is just sad. Yeah, you'll never have a normal, regular life. You'll never be able to get out of the shadow with that person. There's nothing you can do. You are living in the wake of someone, and that person you probably didn't even really know. I mean, in his case, he didn't, but like in all celebrities' case, you think Puff Daddy's sons know who he is? Maybe they do, in which case that they need to go to jail as well. But I think most people's celebrities' children, they don't even know who their parent is. They know a version of them, but that's about it. I also watched this strange Phil Collins. It's not a Phil Collins doc. It's a drum documentary made by one of Phil Collins' sons, who I guess was American, and or raised in America because he doesn't have a British accent. And this son is made this kind of YouTube doc that's supposed to be just about drums in general. And it really is to try to capitalize on the Phil Collins thing while Phil is alive and can still talk about this stuff. But the sad thing is that his bitter, angry, twisted father, Phil Collins, who that's what he's become. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to what he's become. He's become a twisted, bitter man because he can't play drums anymore because he has physical disabilities or whatever. He's 80. He doesn't need to play drums. But anyways, he's a bitter old man, and he won't even suck it up for his son. I watched this whole documentary, and the son is just asking him specific questions about drum setup for certain eras. And the dad won't even pretend enthusiasm. Phil Collins was literally just saying, I don't remember. And he's like very annoyed, short-tempered with his son who's filming this documentary thing. It's very disturbing. And it seems that he does not love his son at all. And maybe that's fair because his son seems like a YouTubey, like just trying to capitalize on this. It seems like his son and his dad, of course, could not relate on any level. But it's like, why you got to fake it for your son, dude? Just answer something, make up a lie. He literally just kept saying, I don't know, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. The son would ask him things like, when you came up with this iconic fill that everyone always talks about and In the Air Tonight, and he'd just say, I don't know, I just played it. He won't even give him a little nibble of pretending he loves him. And it's on camera. So it's very funny. But the funniest part is when someone else in the documentary, they're interviewing, drum techs and just drum people, and they're always all praising Phil Collins. And at some point, someone says he's about to compare him. He says, I wouldn't even hesitate to compare him to. And I swear I was like, he's going to say the Beatles, of course, but he didn't. He said Mozart. This gentleman said Phil Collins is comparable to Mozart. And he said, in 200 years, people are going to be listening to Phil Collins. And to that I say, lock that man up. If you really believe that, he should not be allowed in free society. He shouldn't be allowed to have kids. That's of course not true. In 200 years, Phil Collins will not outlast everyone. That doesn't make sense at all. But the doc did remind me, it's one of the interesting things about all band docs. Any band doc you can find, be it a band you love or a band you hate or a band you've never heard of, the documentary consists of people praising them as if they've changed the entire world and swearing that they did change the entire world, saying that they single-handedly altered this. And if you just go to the next band documentary about the next era, then they take over and they do. It's the exact same thing over and over again. It's just like a different group, but people swearing up and down that this changed my life and this did this. And it's like, well, yeah, because you were a teen and that's the music you heard. But so insert you and any era and that happens. But it's not actually that the music is necessarily special. It's more so just that you were 13. That's the case with everything. That's why I loved Incubus. Actually, that might have been after I was 13. But it's just like an era where you don't know anything. So you're like, I've never heard a phaser on a guitar. So you're like, whoa, that is very cool. But it's not, of course. But you guys know me. I love the band docs, the most incredible docs, like the Metallica, Some Kind of Monster, Anvil is one of my most rewatched ones. There's a bunch that I always forget the name of. But I'll try to flash them here on the screen. You guys, you got to catch up when it comes to the original cringe, because the original cringe before TikTok revealed that everyone was a psychopath, the original cringe was really documentaries. It would be like you find a documentary like American Movie or whatever it is. I mean, there's one documentary I can't remember what it's called, but it's about some guy that's like, he's not trying to be the world's strongest man. He like bends metal with his hands or something, and it's It's one of the saddest documentaries I've ever seen, but it's fun. Again, when I say sad, I mean I love it. I mean it's great. I mean I recommend it. Okay, I'm not saying avoid it at all. I'm saying dig in. Let's dig into this. This came to mind. Sometimes this pops in my head, and it just reminds me of a strange time in life. And I guess we'll play it. We'll just see. I want to see what you guys feel without me prepping you for this.
What does the fox say? What the fox say? What the fox say? Happy, happy, happy.
Okay, you guys remember that? What does the fox say? I remember that as a very specific, like, dark turn, at least for America. It was a dark turn. I felt like, I just remember that was this international huge thing, and it was the most not funny thing I've ever heard. On a level that's like, it's pretty much Christian comedy is basically what I'm hearing when I hear What Does the Fox Say? And I wonder if, like, is Nordic comedy essentially just Christian comedy? It's like, it's beyond safe, it's obnoxious and about silly sounds, like, oof, like I can't even, if you didn't grow up in the Christian world like I did, I can't even explain the levels. I mean, I don't mean like it's like a boring and like going to church. I mean like it's like 3 levels of homeschool insider jokes. Like these people think it's very funny to make a duck sound or whatever it is. It's like, it gives me some of the most grotesque vibes ever. And this blew up in this huge way. This might have been the thing that actually destroyed Earth, because, or like started the end of everything, because this might have been like one of the first, I mean, it wasn't the first viral thing, of course, but it was like one of the first viral things that made it into mainstream and stayed and was treated beyond its an internet video. Like it was treated like, guys, this is it. This is the new MTV. This is the new music video. It was treated like, I don't know, it was given way too much respect. And I feel like it changed the game. It literally lowered the bar for everyone. It said everyone can now come in and everyone can now not do anything and not have to try at all. It's all about filming yourself and getting people to like it on YouTube. I think it is it. I think we can blame What Does the Fox Say? And I haven't looked into those guys. I don't know who actually made this, but I hope that they're dead. I hope that the country they came from eventually saw how wrong it was what they had done. They opened up this internet stupidity, this YouTubeality, this TikTok-ism. They opened it up, and I hope that their country punished them capitally. I hope they ended it for them, and it being their life. And if not, I hope they're at least destitute. I hope they don't have any money. I hope they're not happy. I hope they all are just like begging on the streets. I hope that every homeless person I see in the world is a YouTuber who in the future got sent. In the future, what they do when you suck, they just send you back in time. They're like, that's the new jail. They just send you back in time. They're like, we can't deal with you here. They're YouTubers in the future, and they've run out of use, and people send them back in time. That's what every homeless person is, just going, because that's what they deserve. It's the only way it's the only way to like justify homelessness and not helping them is to believe that these are YouTubers from the future sent back, and this is their punishment. That's how I deal with things. I just watched, unfortunately, I just watched a little bit of SNL. And I watched last week's Please Do Not Destroy. And let's watch a little bit of it. And you guys know, you can guess I don't like these guys for many reasons. Mostly of which anyone could fulfill this role. Me and 2 other friends could go. Any comedians could go do this role. So it's kind of not their fault. Like anyone who got this, every other comedian's going to now hate them. But I don't like them. And here's why. Let's watch a little bit.
So then she says, Paul Mescal's hosting? I wish he'd crush my head like a watermelon between his 2 gorgeous thighs.
Okay, let's see how long it takes for the joke to be the camera zoom. There, got it. That, how many, let's see, was that 19 or 18 seconds in? There we go, another zoom. These guys do they do the classic Trevor Wallace TikTok comedy zoom in, which is the punchline. And to me, a zoom in is not a punchline. It is very offensive when these people do this zoom in punchline bullshit. It tells you when to laugh. It's so annoying. And it came from things like The Office and Arrested Development, who they did it correctly. They did it right. They were the only ones who were allowed to do it. Now you get away from that. Now the idea of doing that punch zoom is so obnoxious. It just tells you when you're supposed to laugh. It's so dumb. Like if your joke doesn't work without the zoom, that's not a joke. Think about it. Like if it doesn't work without the stage direction of the camera must zoom in on his face going awkward, then there is no joke. You've done nothing. Once again, gentlemen, you're doing nothing. So I'm done with you. I ask you to leave. Unless you'd like me to join as the fourth member of Please Don't Destroy, in which case I'll delete this episode and I'll join you. Okay, let's open the gates of hell before it gets too late here, guys. And by that, you know what I mean, TikTok. The TikTok, specifically, music realm is we're going to call this new segment, that's what it is. It's just opening the gates to hell. Because every time I watch it, that is how I feel. I took a seeing eyeglass and looked directly into hell. This thing scrolling down. Ugh. Okay. So, okay, it's funny, these two sisters, I believe they're sisters, I guess I don't have any proof of that, but these two gals, these are some of the first ones I saw. What's their name? We Are Neoni? Don't like that. But these two are some of the first that I had seen, this is outrageous. Let's just watch. I don't know why I'm talking. Here we go. God, what the hand movements. I don't understand where this hand movement stuff came from. Well, I do know it came from rap, but I don't understand how this has become the new, like, it's just like performance. It's like if you want to be a great singer, half of it now is doing facial dancing and hand gesticulations that are supposed to prove how good you are and how much you mean it. But to me, it's only proving how much you don't mean it, because these are choreographed, copied moves that you're just doing. It's the TikTok, it's just fake emotion, fake all things. And most of this, just like the Please Don't Destroy, this is also relying a lot on the camera zooming in and out and continually kind of confusing your brain. I mean, this is what we're dealing with, folks. This is what we're dealing with. Okay, camera. Like, if you didn't have this camera doing these tricks and you just had a regular phone, you'd see two girls just going like this with their hands, everyone. It's crazy. The hand movement stuff, the rap hands. It looks insane. It looks insane to me even with in the context of a music video or whatever. It's very dumb. It's very dumb to think you have to do. And if you guys aren't watching on YouTube, you got to get it, because all I'm saying really doesn't make sense, probably just audibly. We've moved this podcast only to a video podcast, basically, because if you're not watching, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm making fun of two TikTok, YouTube, Insta sister singers that make this genre of music known as music, which is everything from rap to cradle lullabies, but they do the rap hands, which tells you they're modern. Here we go. Look at this. I want to see them practicing this hand movement, because that's what being a modern young star now would like. You can spend a lot of hours practicing your rap hands. That's the most important thing, is selling yourself. It is this disturbing new world of, it's just performance. Like, no matter who the singer is, no matter how they sing, as long as they do, as long as they do these extreme, basically they're doing a new level of sign language. You have to learn hip-hop sign language if you want to be a female singer or rapper. But yeah, these two are I'm never gonna forget you. I'm always gonna think like this is what my, I'm like, if you have kids, that you're running a very high level chance that they are going to become rappers. No matter where you are, no matter where you're from, there's a pretty high chance your kid, if you have a kid that's now like 4 years old or whatever, they're almost, I mean, 50% of them will be rappers. Most of them are going to be DJs for a while at least, but like 50% are going to pursue rap on this level, where they're putting out videos and they're asking you to repost it as their father or mother. And you go, okay, Jessica, I'll repost your rap video because I love you. Okay. One last question. What's going on with Linda Perry?
Thank you, Allison Hagendorf, for having me on your show.
I don't understand.
Today. That was super fun. You are a powerful woman. Amazing. You're so beautiful in the way you see.
I mean, I don't really care about what she has to say. I've noticed I'm not going to argue her point of view. What I am going to argue is the double hat scenario, which is absolutely insane. This doesn't, any person, I mean, they're treating it like do-rag and cap, and Linda's done it for a long time, and I've never said this is okay. It's not okay. Dave Attell, the comedian, does it. Billy Bob Thornton's been doing it with an earring pierced through one of the... This is accoutrement. I mean, this is Johnny Depp level, like the man covered in accoutrement. This is that same thing, but specifically when it goes to two hats, it's like... I mean, a do-rag and a hat like Bret Michaels used to do, already hilarious. All these things are only pointing to that you're entirely bald. There would be no reason to wear two hats. One's there in case the other one blows off. That's the only reason you have two hats on. But this style, it does not make sense. It truly is. It's like someone's making fun of rap music is what Linda Perry looks like. It's like she's mocking rappers everywhere. And maybe she is. And if that's the case, I owe her an apology. Maybe she's a very incredible comedian. I don't know. I don't think that's true. I think she's a obnoxious person who worked with Pink, who's... If you're supporting Pink, I can't be on your side. You guys know exactly why. I'm done with Pink. All right, let's let that be the end. That was episode 178. That's right, I've done this 178 times. If this rule blows. And happy holidays, everyone. And let's just hope my predictions about Oprah do not come true. Until next time, bye-bye.